And to keep it fresh,
that's
we
so
always throw in
cool.
our lemon and lime remnants, and then we turn it on.
That's so cool. Hi and welcome back. And you know, Germany and the US are pretty different in many things, but in which things exactly? This is exactly what we are going to find out today with 10 house differences different in Germany versus the USA. But before we do that, please make sure. But before we do that, if you like my content, then I would please ask you if you give a like and a subscribe. That would help me so much. Thank you so much for that. And if you want to see more content of me, for example, my past live streams, early access to videos and exclusive videos, then you should definitely check out my Patreon or my channel members. Thank you so much. And now let's go into the video. So her name is Veroni, which is a Bavarian nickname for Veronica, or Veronica in English. So I guess she is from Bavaria.
Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you don't know me yet, my name is Veronica. I'm 29 years old and I'm originally from Bavaria in Germany. But I moved to...
I called it. By the way, also from Bavaria, but not from the part that Americans know as Bavaria. And not from the Lederhosen part, but from more like the Wien region of Germany.
To the United States last year. In today's video, I'm gonna show you guys around in our house for a little bit and tell you about the major differences between German and American houses. But before we start, I do have another disclaimer. We currently live on a military base where the quality of stand-up might be a little lower than on the economy. And also we live in Georgia, and what you'll see here today could be totally different than somewhere else in the United States.
Yeah, that's always so crazy, right? How big the US is. And if you think, for example, about Hawaii or Alaska, and then compare it to mainland United States, probably there are so many different things just because of the temperatures.
I just want you to keep those two things in mind. All right, let's get started. Ta-da! Welcome in our kitchen.
I love those magnets. By the way, those little magnets, wait.
Ta-da!
In every country I visit, I always buy one magnet for a fridge, although I never put them on my fridge. But when then at one point have all of the countries visited, I want to put all of them at my fridge.
Welcome in our kitchen. So obviously any of the things I'm about to show you are known by every American, but the majority of the Germans has never seen it, which is why I've decided to do this video a little different than just sitting down and talking about it. And before I show you some details, I wanted to demonstrate by standing right in front of it how big our fridge is. Compared to a German standard fridge, I would say it's about at least twice as big. So of course the overall size of the
I mean, I have a very small fridge right now, which is maybe like a meter, so like 3 to 4 feet. But I would say for us in my mother's house, for example, we have also like a 2-meter fridge combined with a freezer. So I would not say that it's so much bigger, to be honest.
The fridge is being reflected inside as well. As you can see, it's no issue at all to fit a huge carton of milk, which right here we have half a gallon, that's 1.89 liters inside the door. I don't think that's possible in a German fridge.
Yeah, that is way more spacey than in Germany. That's true, yeah.
And you could probably fit like 4 or 5 in here. But not just the size of the fridge is different, also the fact that the standalone fridges in America are the standard, whereas in Germany you will find both standalone fridges and then the built-in fridges, which are blended in with the cabinets of the kitchen.
Exactly. My mom has such a thing, and you see, this is also like human size, I would say, right? So that is not that much smaller.
Funny story my husband told me when he first came to Germany. He was at a German friend's place and he wanted to get a drink from the fridge, and he went to the kitchen and didn't find the fridge because it was blended in with the rest of the cabinets. He was like, does that person not have a fridge?
The oven.
Since I was already sitting on the floor, I'm just gonna continue with the oven.
By the way, we always love when I put German in. Oven is Ofen in German, and you just replace the V with an F. That is why I always write oven or wrong in English.
So just like the fridge, our American oven is so much bigger than any oven I've ever seen in a German home. But then another difference you can spot right away is the fact that the heating element on the bottom is visible. In Germany, it's always built in. I've never seen it like that.
Yes.
You might think it's harder to clean,
Me
and I
neither.
mean, it is kind of in the way, but you can
Please hit like and subscribe. It would help me so much. Thank you.
lift it. And also this oven comes with a self-cleaning feature. That's something I've never noticed
That's
on a German
cool.
oven. Another difference is the fact that we cannot turn on the bottom heat and the top heat at the same time, which is a pretty basic feature in Germany. But don't get me wrong, there's definitely more advanced technology available in the United States, but unfortunately we don't have it.
Yeah. I don't know. This is like one of the things that always people are saying, do you use like this, the fan, or do you use like upper under heat? So it's crazy that they don't have it, but probably it's just because they're in a military base. Because from what I know about the United States is that mostly your things are more advanced than the things we have in Germany when it comes to like cooking stuff, to like, fridge stuff, to all of those home appliances, I would say.
So I would say the stove is my least favorite part about the house. Let me show the Germans what happens right here. You can just pull off the whole hot plate. I've never seen anything like that in Germany. There's better and more energy efficient technology out there, so I don't really understand why this is still a thing. So the first time I was using the oven, I had also sitting my herb basket right here.
Tell me, do you all have that? I mean, probably you can clean it much better probably because of that, but I have never seen this.
And I had no idea that this is where the exhaust of the oven sits. Honestly, I have no idea where the exhaust of a German oven is located, but it's definitely not sitting right there. It ruined my basket. Alright, one more thing in the kitchen and then we'll move on to another room.
Garbage disposal.
The famous garbage disposal. That's something Germany's kitchens are really missing. It's really neat not having to pick up all those tiny food waste pieces. And to keep it fresh,
that's
we
so
always throw in
cool.
our lemon and lime remnants, and then we turn it on.
That's so cool. Because it's so disgusting when you like cooked something maybe and you have this soggy stuff on your hand and you're like, oh, and then you need to pull it out because somebody else wants to use it clean later, right? And you're just, oh, that's so cool. Oh my god.
Servus! Alright guys, it's actually a few days later
That's what I always say. Servus.
now, and as you can see, we made our way upstairs to the bathroom. So there's two differences in the shower I would like to point out, which is why I'm standing right here. And while I'm not saying that there's nothing else available, because
By the way, does she have a German accent? Because I don't hear it, but maybe because I'm used to German accents. So tell me in the comments.
honest, there's no such thing anymore nowadays. The difference is more that I've never seen this in Germany. The first thing is the fixed shower head. In Germany, we've always had a handheld shower head. And then the other one is the plastic wall. In Germany, I've never seen anything else but towels. And not only in the shower, but in the whole bathroom. Here, we have no towels at all, not even on the floor. And those two things are necessary.
Wait, but you probably also have like not fixed shower heads, right? Because I think, why should you not? Because I love my not fixed shower heads. I never use it like, I always go, under the arms. It's great, I think. Yeah, so I think you probably have this too. It's just probably the building, right?
Necessarily related to the fact that we live in military housing. I guess theirs is really common, at least here in the South. I've also noticed that these huge mirrors and the built-in cabinets seem to be a standard in the US. When you move into a German apartment, don't be surprised if the only thing you'll find is a sink. The biggest difference in the bedroom is the bed itself. It's extremely rare that you will find this type of style in Germany. And I don't even know how to describe it. It's just the heavy look American beds have, in my opinion. And I think it's the headboard what makes it seem that way. The comforter is something we don't even have in Germany. We pretty much use duvets only, and then a couple will also have two smaller duvets instead of one big one. As far as I know, the most common way to use a comforter is to have
most of the time, I don't know if you have this, but I don't know if this is a giant mattress or if this is two separate ones, but in Germany we always have, if we have such a big bed, or not always, my mom has it not, but most of the times I think you have two separate mattresses next to each other. Yeah, I don't know, it's just a little bit more like, I don't know why, maybe like independent. I mean, with the blanket, I get it, because, you know, that is great. And everybody can make his blanket how he wants, how she wants, right? And otherwise you always are like, my blanket, no, my blanket. But with the mattresses, I don't get the reason behind it.
Of the sheet in between, which you can wash easier and therefore more often than the big comforter. And while box springs are becoming more and more popular in Germany, slatted frames are still the more common type. And if you want to buy a bed or a mattress in Germany, you won't find any names like king or queen size, because we simply identify the certain types with its measurements.
By the way, are you persons that need a lot of space or not? Because for me, funnily, I have a very, very, very small bed. It's like 90 centimeters long, so 3 feet, not long, in width. And literally, when I have my MacBook next to me and I sleep, you know, fall asleep while watching something, I still have not accidentally thrown it from my bed when I wake up. So I literally can just sleep on 40 centimeters. So like 1.5 foot. That's cool.
I wasn't sure whether or not I should talk about the outlets, because I thought most of the people already know about the difference. But then I thought I should, so that others don't make the same mistake as I did. When you travel to either country,
I don't know, those power outlets always look like somebody that is very, very shocked. Like, look, that are the eyes and that is the mouth.
Make sure you get a good quality adapter. Well, first you gotta make sure an adapter is actually sufficient, because some devices are not made for dual voltage. But then don't, and that's my personal advice for you, do not buy the cheapest adapter you can find.
Yes.
I got this adapter.
I don't know. No, there I didn't have the channel yet. But last year I bought one of the cheapest things ever, and I got electrocuted with that, basically. And then I needed to go to the hospital. So don't do that. Don't buy the cheapest one. I bought one in Malaysia when I was back there, you know. Just put it in Germany because I needed another power outlet for all of the lights here. Yeah, and got electrocuted. So be careful, please, because this is very, you know, don't make jokes with electricity, because this can be very detrimental.
Back in Germany, I think it was a pack of 2 for maybe 10 euros, and I got it for my German straightener I already had, and I wanted to take it to the States because it was a little pricey and I didn't want to get rid of it. So the problem is that the plug doesn't actually stay in the adapter. In order for it to work at all, I have to tape it, and then still it's sometimes too loose and the straightener would turn off. I just wanted to throw that out there. If you go on vacation, make sure you get a good adapter if you need one. Everyone who's been in Germany before probably knows about the lack of air conditioning. Well, I should probably say it's only...
And I hate it already. We have now a few more warm days, and it's already like, you know, when it's too hot in my room, I just open the windows. Okay, but now it doesn't work anymore because it's so hot outside. And I hate it. I love AC. Since I was in Bali, you know, I'm always like, why do we not have AC?
Considered a lack for Americans, because we Germans, we really...
this is so much better in the US than in Germany. Why do we not do it? I don't get it. I could rant over this for like ages.
Don't feel or see the need for it. Yes, there certainly are a few hot weeks during summertime, but with the standard insulation of German houses, the majority feels more than comfortable without an AC. We've also got these awesome monster blinds which can make a room pitch black, and it really...
Nobody feels comfortable. Nobody. We just accept our fate. We don't feel There's nobody that says this. Everybody in Germany is at least 3 to 4 weeks every summer. It's like, there's no other topic than, oh my god, it's so hot, it's so hot, it's so hot. This is literally all you can talk about because it's so hot. Yes, after those 4 weeks, it's pretty nice. But in those 4 weeks, everybody is just dying, especially when you work on a PC, which even generates more heat. Of course, we have fans and everything, but they just don't work good enough. And also, I get always sick with them. I don't know.
It really helps keeping it cool. The way we get fresh air into our homes in Germany is simply by opening a bunch of windows whenever we feel the need for it. But now after I moved to Georgia, I see how that's not really an option everywhere in the United States. Most time of the year it's just too hot, even in the mornings, and way too humid to do that. But I also think Americans and Germans are just very different when it comes to temperature sensation. I always hear Americans in Germany say they miss air conditioning in public places like restaurants as well.
Yeah, that's also the thing. Not even in public places. Maybe in a bank. Maybe in like in a mall or something, like where really many people are, right? But in smaller shops or something, no chance.
Then there's also a difference in the heating systems. While it's common in North America to heat with forced air through the same ducts and vents as the AC, a floor heating system in newer houses is probably the most common technology in Germany nowadays. But you will also still see radiators in older buildings. Alright guys.
In all buildings. Damn, I hope I don't sound too rude, but I have to totally disagree with her, because I literally don't know any house. I have never seen one house in Germany that has not at least 1 or 2 radiators. So I don't know, maybe she had like a super high-tech house or something, but I literally don't know any house in whole Germany. In every house I've been in, there was always a radiator, like always. It doesn't matter if new houses or old houses. Maybe I haven't been to very new houses, can be, but I don't know, there's always a radiator.
Alright guys, I've decided to end the video here because otherwise it's just gonna take me 2 weeks to edit. But there's so much more to talk about, and one big difference in the house specifically makes it so hard for me to record videos sometimes. So if you're interested in a part 2, make sure to give this video a thumbs up. That would also really support my channel and I would appreciate it so much. I'm really curious if there were any differences in this video you had never heard about before. Or have you seen them all? Let me know in the comments.
Yeah, tell me in the comments which one is maybe the craziest one for you. And I hope you enjoyed it. If you do, then leave a like and subscribe, and we see each other in the next video. Bye! Thank you so much to Todd Phillips and all of the other patrons and channel members for your support. You're awesome.